why these healthy habits never last for you. Gym memberships make profit because they know that you're going to pay to not go there. But just you signing up for it is the win. All right, so we get to talk today about why these healthy habits never last for you. Right? Not that they don't last, they just don't last for you, right? And let's give a scenario that's in general, right? But may fit you, may not fit you, right? Depending on where you're at in your stage of healthiness. January 1st, you're excited, right? Your goal is, hey, I'm gonna lose this weight. January 1st, boom, gym membership signed up, ready to go. Right. I even downloaded the app on the phone. Boom. App downloaded on the phone. February 1st, you still haven't made it to the gym yet. Your schedule hasn't opened up yet to get there. You're still eating the things that you shouldn't be eating. You're still not getting the sleep you're supposed to be getting, right? February 1st. We fast forward to March. March comes around. We still haven't been to the gym. We still got the app on our phone. We're still eating the same way, right? But now we're avoiding, right? We're avoiding ourselves because we told ourselves that we were going to start the gym come January, right? We plotted on it at Thanksgiving the year prior that, hey, come January, I'm in the gym in the year 2026, 27, 28. I'm in the gym next year. And for some reason, like March is around and now you have to kind of whisper, hey, I'm not going to be in that gym. You got to whisper it. I'm not going to be in the gym, y'all. The diet that was supposed to be never kind of formulated. The sleep that was supposed to happen never kind of formulated. You definitely didn't get the exercise routine down like you're supposed to get because guess what? You never went to the gym in the first place. And this is a story for a lot of people. Now, obviously, we're talking about weight loss and gym, but just think about the healthy habit that you wanted to enact. And that's typically the scenario that goes down when people don't hit the goals that they need to get to, right? There's this time frame, right? We're going to talk about it. There's this time frame, this time period. There's these events that happen that mentally get you to the point where you failed another time. And that failure is so deep, so hurtful, right, that you internalize it. I got it next year, right? You tell yourself, this year wasn't my year, even though we're still like mid-year, I'm going to do it next year, right? Like you tell yourself that. And I'm here to tell you why you tell yourself that. I'm here to tell you why, again, this is this thing, right? Every time I see this, I'm like shocked. By February, 98% of diets, right, are out of there, right? 91% of gym memberships are unused. April, that New Year's resolution is a thing of the past. Like you've totally blocked it out of your mind that New Year's resolution that you talked about in January, you've blocked it out of your mind. So for you, it's not even a failure no more because you don't even remember saying it. You don't even remember talking about it. Like you've told your mind enough times that I don't even remember talking about that. I don't even know why I have this app on my phone. How did this app get here? Right? Like that is what we got to talk about today. I'm your show, Dr. Barry Pierre, host of Medicine Mondays, as well as the author of Your Health, Your Choice, Your Future, available now. And we got to talk about how a system that screams, hey, we want you to be the healthiest you can be, is okay with you failing by April. It's okay with it, right? We talked about the diet industry. We talked about the fitness industry. There's a lot of industry that make a lot of money because they can bank on the fact that a lot of y'all are going to fail by April, right? Like we got to talk about that today, right? Like it's an important conversation to have. And again, I remember as a physician, I'm a resident and I'm just trying to, I'm learning about all these diseases and I'm talking to patients and I'm trying to figure out like, what is it? Why is it that like one patient, right, is able to do what I say and able to follow the directions and get the results. But then I got a whole bunch of patients that can't get to that approach, right? Like they can't just get it there, right? Like, again, they're happy, they're gung-ho, they're ready in January. And in March, it's a failure. And in April, it never happened, right? We're going to talk about that today. All right, let's talk about this reality check, y'all. Let's talk about the reality check that needs to happen. Gym memberships make profit because they know that you're going to pay to not go there. But just you signing up for it is the win. Like, hey, I got them to pay, boom. Like, they know that. Like, that's a figure that they have calculated. I get 100 people to sign up for the gym membership, maybe 70% power users, aka use it all the time, 30%, 20% of those, the rest, kinda, and then 10% never going to use it, but they're going to pay, right? They know that. That's calculated in their books. Diet company profits from your yo-yo cycling, right? We've talked about that in our diet episode, right? Like, these dietary companies, these supplements profit on the fact that you're going to stay up and down, right? Weight go up, weight go down, weight go up, weight go down. They profit off of that, right? You have these apps that will motivate the hell out of you, right? Oh, you can do it, you can do it. The accountability, right? They profit off of the fact that, again, it's an up and down process for you, right? And then, of course, you get your influencer who will be on social media just telling you, like, hey, you just got to do it. You just need more discipline. You need more of this. Just be like me. Look at me. Look at my life. My life's so amazing, right? Like, so there's so many different conversations that need to be had when we talk about this dietary lifestyle and this healthy lifestyle, and why that the habits that you try to form, right? You have the good intention to form it, never get formed the way you need to get formed, right? Like, I think it's important to understand, right? Like, willpower, right? And I talked about this. Willpower is finite, right? Your environment is infinite, right? So if you are in the right environment, you can push past April where you're still doing the New Year's resolution, right? If you're in the right environment. If you're not in the right environment, that's why by February, by March, it's a done deal. And by April, you don't forgot that you ever talked about it, right? So these are, let's get the stats. Y'all know I know my numbers. Y'all know I love my numbers, right? Here's what the research shows. 9% of people maintain New Year's resolution after 2 months. 9%. That means 91% of y'all fail. And guess what is on TV every time around Thanksgiving time? New Year's resolution, New Year's resolution, New Year's resolution, right? These companies will bake in this guise and this promise of having a New Year's resolution because they know 91% of y'all are going to fail, but they know they're going to make a lot of money, right? They know they're making a lot of money off your failure, and they're hoping on that. 98% of diets fall within the year, not 80, not 98, right? 98%. Average person makes 8 to 10 health behavior changes a year. Attempts at. They attempt to do it 8 to 10 times a year. So it's not for lack of trying. It's not for lack of trying. People with high self-discipline struggle as much as people with low self-discipline when the environment is wrong. So again, willpower finite, environment infinite. So again, I don't care if your discipline is up here. If you got a great discipline, but you're in an environment where they're eating the wrong things, they're not exercising, they're not being accountable, they're not forcing you to get to sleep, like they're not doing those things they do, it don't matter about your discipline. One study from MIT showed when people change their physical environment, right? They just change their environment, their behavior changed automatically. There was no such thing as willpower. If you get around a person who lives a healthier lifestyle, you will live a healthier lifestyle. Like, that's what it is, right? There's no question about it. If you're around a person who has a healthier lifestyle, you will live a healthier lifestyle. If one person has a healthy lifestyle, one person has a not healthy lifestyle, guess what? Like a lot of times I would say y'all going to come in the middle, but a lot of times that you're going to lean toward that non-healthy, right? It just is what it is. Like, that's the problem at hand, right? Maddie, because if you fail that diet, fitness habit, you begin to blame yourself, but not blame the system, right? They do these things, so you can't say, "Oh my God, it was the system that caused this." No, it's just you. Like, you're the failure. Like, you got to fix it, right? Behavior change is predictable, not magic, but it's science, right? So we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about this aspect of change and what do we need to do to focus on, affecting this system at hand. All right, so let's talk about, again, why, your habits fail, right? That's a lot of it is very system related. First thing first, right? And we talked about this big thing about this aspect of willpower. I didn't have the willpower to last until March, April, May. I didn't have the willpower to do that. And hopefully you understand that, like, it had nothing to do with your willpower, right? It likely had to do with the foundation and the environment that you're in that affected whatever thing you want to call willpower is around, right? Because if you could be locked in, right? I see this all the time. Oh, I'm locked in. You could be locked in. But if you have to be locked in an environment that is not locked in, guess what? Right? The likelihood that you're locking in doesn't last is going to be very high, right? And like it just is what it is, right? Your brain loves habit, right? Your brain loves a habit. So if your brain loves a habit, but you're not in an environment, right, to sustain that habit, guess what's going to happen, right? It's just not going to work, right? So you got to understand that when you're trying to make a change, a behavioral change, a dietary change, an exercise change, when you're trying to make these things happen, it has to be very habit forming to the point where your brain don't even realize what it's doing. Like, how many of you have to think about, how do I get home? How many of you have to think about, how do I take a shower? How many of you have to think about, how do I eat this food? No, you don't have to do that. Your brain has got that sewed up, right? So your brain just knows. So you just do it on autopilot. A lot of y'all get home and y'all just get home. Y'all not thinking like, okay, I got to turn on this street here, and I got to turn on that street here, then I got to turn this. Like, you don't do that, right? You just get in the car and then you go, right? Because your brain says, oh, we've done this before. Habit kicked in. This is where we want you to get to the point when it comes to your diet. This is the point we want to get you when it comes to your exercise, when it comes to your sleep. We want you to get to the point where it's so locked in, right, that your brain just does it, right? It's not even a thing. You just look up and you're at the gym. You just look up and you're eating better. You just look up and you're sleeping good, right? Because you're not even have to think about that. But for a lot of us, right, because we don't get to the point where, it becomes such a routine for us, we think, oh my God, my willpower has to get me there, right? Imagine my willpower has to get me home. Right, think about it. It doesn't make any sense in the world, right? It just doesn't. Again, remember, willpower is limited resources. Research shows that willpower depletes just throughout the day. So it's not like it lasts for like a week or two. By the end of the day, your willpower is done. By the end of the day, your willpower is depleted, right? Like by evening, you're just making decisions all day. They're just making decisions, right? Like you have to make these decisions. And we want those decisions to become habits, because when you make habits, it's much easier to do. Right, it's kind of locked in, like it's locked in, right? The reward system, right? Your brain, right? We know your brain runs on dopamine, right? Like that's what makes when you get that feel good feeling that you get right after a good workout session or a good meal or good night's sleep, right? Your brain works on that hormone, like, oh, I feel a little bit better now, right? Dopamine is the motivation molecule, right? It's the motivation, right? It's the go get 'em chemical, right? It drives the behavior, right? So if your dopamine is where it needs to be, right? If you got your dopamine hits, it's the reason why, right? And I want you to think about this, right? You grab this thing right here. You grab your phone, and you get to scrolling, and you keep on scrolling. The next thing you know, 30 minutes have went by. You done scroll through like 100 different pictures and videos. 30 minutes that went by. How? Because the social media apps know, like, all right, I just got to get you scrolling to get this dopamine going, right? I got to get you scrolling. Even to watch this video here, listen to me, right? If I was just sitting here, right, kind of monotone, looking down, right? You guys will already be turned off. Right, you guys are already be turned off, right? But when I do these movements here, I do some clapping, right? Like I have these expressions. All of a sudden, you are locked into like, hey, Dr. Pierre is hype. Wherever Dr. Pierre, he's recording in the comfort of his own home, he is hype. I'm going to keep listening and watching because he is hype with what he's doing, right? And that's how your brain works, right? Your brain needs that consistent hit of like, hey, I need to keep doing this. I need to be motivated. I need to, like, your brain needs that, right? So exercise for 30 minutes. Right. Again, and then think about this, right? Exercise for 30 minutes. You might feel good during the exercise, but you feel so much better later. How many of us will go to work out, and by the time we come back, we're like, man, why don't I work out more? Right? That's that dopamine that picks you up. It says, thank you for working out. Eat healthy today, right? Eat healthy today. Lose weight today. No, you eat healthy today, you lose weight in a month, you feel great. You look in the mirror like, whoa, I'm looking good right now. Whoa, what's happening here, right? Like I'm getting compliments because I'm looking good. I'm getting compliments because I'm losing weight, right? But like it didn't happen when you just started eating healthy, right? Like it took some work, right? And that's that late delayed dopamine, that feeling good, like, oh my God, like me eating healthy a month ago has me looking good a month later, right? Again, your brain, again, is typically wired for like the immediate stuff, but we need those long-term awards. Those long-term rewards is what it is, right? That's the reason why you're not hyped to go to the gym. You're just hyped when you come back, right? Because your dopamine isn't going up while you're at the gym working out. But by the time you go home and you're relaxed, your dopamine starts rising. You start feeling great. You say, "Oh my God, this is where I need to be, y'all. This is where I need to be. Where have I been all my life?" That's what it is, right? So remember, right? You're fighting your brain's chemistry that wants to be rewarded quickly, right? To get rewarded later, right? So you got to understand that, right? And then this is the big one, right? The environment, right? Remember the environment, right? Again, if you want to eat healthier, your kitchen can't be full with junk food all over the counter, right? Right? That makes sense, right? If you want to eat healthier, right, you should have, and you want to like have a consistent meal, maybe you should prepare the meals, right? Y'all got fridges with no prepared meals. Your kitchen has nothing but junk food in it, candy everywhere. For you to go from work and back, you pass 20 different fast food restaurants. All of your friends always eat out, right? Just your environment is not helping you, right? Get you to the point where you're in February and March and April and May and June. Your environment can't get you there. So you have to ask yourself, am I in the appropriate environment that's going to get me to the goal that I need to get to? And a lot of you are not in that environment, right? You got to change your behavior. If you want to change the behavior, change the environment. Much easier to change the behavior when the environment changes, not the other way around. A lot of y'all want to change your behavior in a messed up environment. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work, y'all. And then accountability, right? Oh my God. Most people think accountability means guilt. No, man. Like y'all just need accountability because you've told yourself the lie that you are going to lose the weight in January. But guess what? If you told two other people, hey, I'm going to lose weight, I'm going to start changing exercise, I'm going to start going to that gym. If you told two other people, you may try to forget it in April, but those other people didn't. And it's not a guilty issue. It's more of a, hey, I'm trying to hold you up to support you. And if I can't support you if I don't know. That's why a lot of times, especially when I talk about New Year's resolution, which we talk about a lot in this series, a lot of y'all are secretly with your secret with your New Year's resolutions, right? Because you don't want to tell people New Year's resolutions because you know if you tell people, then that's your support level, right, is there, right? They're not going to let you. They're not going to let you go down, right? So they're not going to let you go in February and haven't gone to the gym yet. They're like, hold on, you said you was going to go to the gym. What happened? Right. So a lot of us will try to avoid it because we assume that if you have accountability and accountability partners to make you feel guilty. No, it's to hold you up. It's to hold you up when you're trying to change your environment. It's to hold you up to get you to the point where you can get from point A to point B. Because a lot of us can't get to point Z because we won't even go to point B. A lot of us need to go to point Z, right? We need our weight loss goal is at point Z, but because we won't even go to point B, we don't even get there. We do not even get there, right? Like, and that's where the accountability is so key, right? That's why I want to make sure we understand that. Like, you gotta. There's a whole bunch of issues that are added to the fact that why you can't get it together, right? It's not just you. A lot of y'all think it is. A lot of y'all think it's me. I'm the reason why I can't lose this weight, right? I'm the reason why, I can't work more, I can't sleep more, I can't diet. Like, I'm the reason why. No, there's a whole system, there's a whole hormones and chemicals and all these things that are associated with it that's added to the fact. I'm just trying to get you to the point where that's not a problem no more, right? I'm just trying to get you to the point where you don't have to worry about that. Let's talk about these myths, right? Because I think if we for us to, obviously we got the science, right? We talked about the reasons why, but let's talk about some myths that I know y'all hear on social media all the time that keep allowing y'all to run this hamster wheel of New Year's resolution, failure New Year's resolution, act like you never had a New Year's resolution, come Thanksgiving, you start another New Year's resolution, right? So number one, you just need more discipline. We already talked about that. That is false. Like, a lot of y'all have plenty of discipline, but your environment ain't where it needs to be. You don't have the accountability where it needs to be. Number two, I just got to get more motivated. So you guys are downloading, 20 different motivation apps. You're listening to Eric Thomas and all these other people, right? But again, if your environment ain't where it needs to be, it don't matter. Like, Eric Thomas can't get you to the point where he gets you to the gym. He'll get to the gym. You not going to get to the gym, right? Like Eric Thomas knows what to do. That's why. And I'm not to say that you can't use motivation to get you up to the gym. I'm not saying that, but it's short lived, right? And when we're trying to have a behavioral change that we're trying to change for life, you need something that's going to be long lived, right? Eric Thomas can get you hype. Shout out to Eric. Yeah, I love ET, by the way. Eric Thomas can get you hype for maybe a couple days, maybe a week, but like after a while, you're gonna be tired of hearing Eric Thomas too, right? So just understand that's the way. You need to go all in and make these drastic changes. That's completely false, right? I've never been a fan of trying to change your whole demeanor all at once, right? It usually don't work, right? The small steps. I talk about it in my book, right? Where like sometimes the patients, you got to take small steps to make big changes. But the problem is you guys are only thinking about the big change that needs to occur, that you won't take the small step forward. You won't go one step at a time, right? Like, so definitely not the case. And if you have a step back, number 4, right? If you have a step back, relapse means failure, right? If you have a step back, then it's all she wrote. Oh my God, I had a bad meal. Oh my God, I missed a gym session. Oh my God. Like, no, stop it, right? It's the intention, it's the consistency, it's getting to the point where like I can do what I need to do. I just got to get there. I just got to get there, right? And yes, I can have a day where I stumble, but that's okay, right? Because you had decades, most likely, right? Yeah, decades where you weren't doing what you need to do. It's not going to change overnight, right? Your behavior is not going to be like dramatically changed overnight, right? That's a lose-lose situation for you every time, right? So next, we're going to talk about a framework that we have that that I think you should be able to implement, right? And obviously we're talking about weight loss and everything else because it's close to home for me. But understand that like this thing can be attributed to a lot of different behavioral change factors that you need, right? So like understand that when we talk about like what are some system-based habit building tips to get you to where you need to get to, it's not just about weight loss, it's about a whole bunch of just behavioral changes that you need to get you where you need to get to. All right, so let's talk about some of these changes, right? Let's talk about the system. Let's talk about this 5-step system framework, right? That I think is very important for you guys. Number 1, your environmental design has to be the point where you design your environment so that the healthy choice is the easy choice. A lot of y'all, again, I talked about that example where to go to work, you pass about 20 different fast food restaurants. That's by design, right? It's by design that the easier choices are not the healthy choices. So you might have to make a detour on your way from work to work. You might have to make a detour and only go by the places where like, you know what, I can lose I can go to the healthy food spots here, right? Like even if I go to the grocery store, instead of me going directly in the middle, I'm gonna go to the outside where the healthy foods are at, right? So design your environment so that the healthy options are the easy options. Again, when it's eating, put healthy food at eye level, fruit on the counter instead of that junk meal. Prepare your meals. When you're exercising, leave your gym bag in the car, not in the closet where you kind of forget it. Leave it in the car. Get your workout clothes the night before. Like actually prepare like you're trying to go to the gym. We talked about sleep as far as getting that sleep, getting your phone away from you. Making sure that you got a book on the nightstand instead of your electronic device that's meant to keep you up with the doom scrolling that happens on these social media apps. Get your stress, get a meditation app too, right? Like there's some options that you could do, right? That I want you to do, right? Like it is what it is, right? We just want to get you to the point where like you have to design your environment so that everything that is easy for you is actually good for you. Number 2, start small, right? Start small, right? Again, yes, I know you want to lose 70 pounds, right? I know your goal is to lose 70 pounds. But yeah, like let's just try like changing what we eat in the morning, right? Like again, like yes, you'll get to 70 pounds when you put the work in effort. But a lot of y'all, because you're only focused on losing the 70 pounds, right? You're only focused on, running that, 4-minute mile. You're only focused on the big goal that you won't do none of the small steps that lead you to the big goal, right? So focus small, start small, get those early wins, because then that small win turns into another small win, and that another small win turns another small win. And all of a sudden you look back and you got a whole bunch of big wins behind you, right? So understand that. And then I love this aspect, immediate rewards, right? Step 3, system number 3, part 3, immediate rewards, right? Reward yourself, right? Like again, reward. Remember, we talked about how the brain works. The brain likes to be rewarded quickly, right? So yes, like understand that when you go to work out, you're not going to lose all the weight, right? You're not going to be able to lift all the weight you want the first go around, right? But reward yourself for doing the steps, right? So your brain could be like, oh, hey, you know what? Thank you for going out. Like, oh, this is what you do when we go out. Yes, reward yourself, celebrate yourself, talk to yourself, right? Wire your brain to recognize that, hey, you know what? I worked out today. I'm proud of myself today, right? Like that's my reward. I feel good today, right? Like you talk to yourself, right? I talk to myself all the time. Like if you don't know, research shows that people who reward themselves immediately build habits 3 times faster than people who wait for the big payoff. Right. So instead of them being happy that they lost 5 pounds, they don't want to celebrate till they lose 20. So they never get to the 20 because they didn't give themselves any gratitude when they lost 5, 10, and 15. Right. So reward yourself. Extremely important. Again, accountability, strategic accountability. Find an accountability that supports and not punishes. Right. So again, get you an accountability partner that's not going to like make you feel bad when you don't do what you might need to do. Right. It's like that should be self-explanatory, right? And then number 5, this is the big one: plan for failure. Yes, I know that sounds weird. Plan for failure. If you plan for failure, then you're not surprised when it happens. You're not shocked when it happens. You're not taken aback when it happens, right? You're like, oh, all right. Hey, this is my journey, man. I knew this journey wasn't going to be a straight up process. It was going to be a little. I knew that's how it was going to go down, and I'm going to enjoy the process. But understand that it is a process. Understand, again, this is a marathon. We got a marathon. When it comes to behavioral changes, it's not a sprint. You can't do this in a sprint because that's how by March and April, y'all already stop talking about it, right? Because you think you got to sprint out the gate. Nope, it's a marathon, right? We just need to get to the next month, to the next week, right? To the next day, to the next hour, right? We however you need to break it down. Understand that that's how that should be broken out, right? We just need to get to a point where we feel so much good about ourselves, right? That you know what? Like when I do take a hit, right? When I do stumble a little bit, I'm ready to go, right? Boom. Had a bad day in the gym, bad day on the meal tip. Boom. I'm gonna knock it out tomorrow, right? That's what it is. You got to plan for the failure, right? Because if you plan for the failure, right, you get to where you need to get to, right? And again, we got our challenge, right? I love these challenges, right? We've been doing the challenge all month, right? Please catch the past 3 episodes where we've been given like our kind of like daily challenges or weekly challenges or monthly challenges. Just because again, we know that when it comes to changing behavior to get healthy as you need to be, right? Right. When it comes to changing your behavior to get as healthy as you need to be, right? Like sometimes you need to be challenged, right? And some people love the challenge, right? So day 1, right? So again, we're going to pick one habit that you need to change. Don't pick 10. Don't pick 5. Don't pick 1. Right? Remember, we start small. Y'all. Pick one habit you need to change. Day 1 through 5, do the tiny habit, right? Do the tiny habit that you're trying to change, right? Whether it be changing what you eat for breakfast, foregoing coffee, or whatever the thing is, do it for the first 5 days. Give yourself an immediate reward. Get your accountability partner locked and loaded. Say, hey, man, I did it today. Hey, I did it today. First 5 days. Day 6 through 15, do the tiny habit. We're not going to be big, right? But now we're going to start building this reward system for it, right? Like whatever you look forward to doing, we're going to build that reward system for it, right? That way the accountability becomes a routine. It just becomes routine in nature more than anything else, right? Like, because you're going to feel good about yourself. Now, by the time day 16 through 30 come around, that habit that you're trying to build should start becoming automatic, right? Because guess what? Your brain has been so used to you just doing the thing for the past 15 days, right? Or 15 occurrences, whatever you want to call it or count it, right? That now it's going to push it to the back, right? Just like when you have to go to work or go home, that memory that it takes to get you from point A to point B, from work to home, like that's pushed in the back. You're not even thinking about it. You're not thinking about like, okay, when I hit this stoplight here, I got to make sure I go left on this street here. And like, you're not even thinking about that, right? Because your brain has pushed that task to the back because it's a low level task. We want the habit that you want to change for your life, right, to be such a low level task in your brain's mind that it just becomes natural, right? You have some people who they just naturally always go to the gym. For them, they're like, I just always go to the gym. I don't know. I just go to the gym. Like they're not even thinking about it. I just always eat this way. Like, I don't even think about the food. It's just like, this is what I have to eat. I just eat it, right? For that is where we want to get you to when it comes to like these habit forming activities, right? Where your brain just kind of recognizes that this is just what you do. You do it all the time. You don't even have to think about it, right? That's what I want, right? So again, it's important, right? And again, like do it again, do it small, right? Small steps. But I think if you could do it by the time you've done it the 30th time, right? Like, it'll be right there. It'll be in the back of your mind, right? We remember what we say, like, oh, this something was in the back of my mind. It was in the back of your mind, right? Like, you don't have to think about it no more. You just kind of do it, right? So again, be honest, right? Again, we talked about this, right? Before we close this up, remember, right? This is industry that is banking on you to yo-yo, right? They're banking on you yo-yo. They don't want to hear me telling you how to break out of this yo-yo system, right? They don't like that, right? They know that they make billions of dollars with a B, right? By you staying in this yo-yo system, whether it be diet, whether it be exercise, right? Whether it be sleep. You stay in this yo-yo system, billions of dollars, right? It's already locked and loaded, billions of dollars to their pocket. Let's stop giving them the money that they're banking on. Let's get our habits formed together. Like I said, this has been a great month for us, right? Let's get our habits together so that like we sleep well, we eat well, we exercise well, right? And these are habits that we don't even call it New Year's resolutions habits. These are just things that we do now. These are just things that we do, right? So again, I'm yours truly, Dr. Barry Pierre, host of Medicine Mondays. You guys have been absolutely wonderful. Make sure, again, you subscribe, you leave that comment, right? You hit the notification bell, right? And I'm going to see you guys next week.